transpose. How about not that? Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate, just come on in. Come on in and sit down. I saw you peek through the window. I bet you're wondering just what's going on. So grip your sneaking around. This is where you belong. Open up the doors now. Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate, just come on in. Come on in and sit down. Take it, Jeff. You got it.
Now, did you notice all the love around you? And did you hear all the voices raise them song? I hope you get yourself dancing and singing along. So let your body move now. Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate, just come on in. Come on in and sit down to the beat now. Welcome, welcome, come on in. Welcome, welcome, come on in. Welcome, 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 come on in. Come on in. Welcome, 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 come on in. Come on in. Welcome, 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 come on in. Welcome, welcome, come on in. Welcome to the sanctuary. Welcome, come on in. Welcome to the welcome, welcome, yeah. Welcome to the temple, yeah. Come on in and sit down. Sit yourself down. Woo!
You can stay standing for the next one too. Hey,
Yeah.
that works too. So I mean, yeah, whatever you want to do. You know this one too. Here we go.
You know this one, you can sing along. You have a mask on. When the world gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where
good one.
Mm-hmm. Miahwen, Neto Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Kauai, Gabrielino Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to living in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as God intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So good morning, beloveds. Wow, listen to you. You're here. Hi. So good to see all of you, and great to see our folks online, joining us online. Good morning, Mom and Dad in Las Vegas, my parents in Las Vegas. She's always the first one. Somebody will be there to say hello, but she's always the first one on the list there. Good morning to John and Lupe Marie. Good morning to Maria. Maria is working today, but she's joining us this way. So good to have you with us, Maria, as well. And great to have all of you here in the sanctuary. It is November. Woohoo! And it is the first Sunday in November. So it being the first Sunday in November, we want to recognize anybody celebrating a birthday in the month of November. If you go ahead and stand, Jubel and Jeff have something, a little song for you. Here you go. Yay. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I couldn't say both your names at once.
And we also want to celebrate any anniversaries in the month of November. Just check it online. Anniversaries, yay. Greg and Ray, how many years now? 17 years, congratulations. Fantastic. And Maria Sneed's birthday is also on the 18th, so yay to Maria. And Amber, your mom says hi, so Kathy says hi this morning. Yeah, and so does Laura, so great, Laura Lopez, all right. So if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. I'm the Senior Minister of Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where
love lives here.
Love lives here, yes, absolutely. So this morning is November 7th, so I do want to take just a brief moment here. Ooh, all of a sudden it's like, ooh, tighten. Today is the 11th anniversary of the death of Officer Ryan Bonaminio here on our property. And so right outside here, we have the Ryan Bonaminio Memorial Peace Garden. So we want to dedicate this morning's service to his memory and to honor him and to lift him up and thank him for his service and his ultimate sacrifice. So want to presence his name this morning. And this week is also Veterans Day week, or the week of Veterans Day. So if any of you have served in the armed forces or the military or whatever languaging you're choosing to use this morning, I invite you to please stand so that we may recognize you and your service to the country here. So. Thank you, one and all, for your service. I want to thank John joining us online, and I also want to thank Casey joining us online, and there's somebody else joining us online, and I'm not remembering at the moment, but want to thank all of you for your service as well. So thank you for your generosity, for your love, for your dedication, and for your service. All right, so we've already been singing, we've already been dancing. Ready to sing and dance a little bit more?
Yeah.
Because it's still a little chilly in here, but it's going to be 88 degrees later this week, so you're still not getting the heat in here. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. All right, so let's get up and move and get some energy moving here.
have come here as we are. Oh, we come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Oh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof for shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We armed with arms wide open. We affirm that life is sacred. We declare that peace is here. Oh, we sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. Yeah, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof and shout to praise. Spirit's in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof and shout to praise. Spirit's in this place. Here in the stillness of this quiet hour, sweet words of wisdom fill my ears. Your words like water keep my soul sustained. Let them rain, let them rain. Peace, love, love in me.
I hold your presence here inside of me. I rest in knowing you are here. Brighter than 1,000 stars across the sky. How you shine, how you shine. Peace, light, love
Good morning. I'm Constance Stringfellow, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Diana Williams and I will be available for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room in the lobby. So please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. We love to pray, and we absolutely know that prayer works. Now please join me in consciousness. Turn it within. Close your eyes if this is comfortable for you. Opening your heart wider than ever before. And consciously connect with this indwelling spirit, breathing in light, love, and wisdom. With each mindful breath, know that there's a sacred power and a presence breathing us. Embrace this divine presence, expressing as love and peace, grace and beauty, abundance, and so much more. Know that the beloved is pouring forth a wellspring of goodness, infinite abundance, divine wisdom, perfect wholeness. It exists as one, and we are one with this one power, this one presence, this one life, expressing individually as spirit. As we unite our minds with the wisdom and the power of spirit, we become a channel through which light shines forth as a transformative power in our community, in our homes, and in our planet. Joyfully embrace life with a grateful heart. Just being grateful today for another hour to do God's work. I bless this service. I bless everyone listening, everyone everywhere. And I know that this service unfolds in perfect divine order, and we are truly blessed. And so it is.
Everybody say hi to Matt. You don't know him as a drummer, but during the pandemic, he saved me many times when we didn't have somebody to come play, and it was just him and I in the other room, and I so appreciate him, and he's going to play for me today, and I'm so thankful for him. So thanks, Matt, for coming up. 2, 3, and... Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. Love in the words we say, peace in the world we make, God in every lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher.
We are lifted up.
We are lifted up. Oh, joy higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. God, in the words we say, peace in the world we make. God, in every breath we take, joy in our day. Joy in our day. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. Oh, we are lifted up. Yay, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
Okay. Nice deep breath. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jubel. Thank you, Jeff. It is always such a blessing to have you here with us every Sunday. So give them another round. There's just something about music that just is so stirring, so moving. It's so important. It just is so transformative. And it just takes me to another place and allows me to sink in and feel the Spirit moving within me or within our hearts or in the room, to feel that energy. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So as we usually do at this time, let's get started with our focus statement, shall we? Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. All right, let's get started with our focus statement. All right, because we're in the month of November, and it's about Thanksgiving and gratitude, at least here in the United States. So why don't we do it with the G's today? How's that sound? We're going to say it with all the G's. Jocelyn, is that okay with you? Okay, it works for her. All right, just want to make sure it works for Jocelyn, because, so, all right. It is all about her, right? Okay. So let's do it with all the G's. So we're going to do it with gratitude, obviously. How about a little bit of grace or graciousness? What else? What other G's? Gloriously, gusto, gorgeous, greatness. All right. What? Giggles. I like it. Giggles. Okay, here we go. All right, let's say our focus statement together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, I'm feeling that here in the room, and I'm feeling that here online at home. And so good morning to Dr. Naima. Aloha kakahiaka to Casey and Wayne. It's an hour later there because Hawaii doesn't observe daylight savings, so there's only 2 hours difference. So that means Wayne is now actually out of bed and able to join us as well. I love you, Wayne. That's why I'm teasing with you. So Wayne and Casey are joining us, and good morning to Reverend Victoria here as well. So it's great to have everyone with us this morning. Here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, this year we are working with the theme of Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. We recognize that there is this timeless wisdom of the ages that is throughout all of the world's faith traditions. There is this golden thread of truth that exists throughout all of life, throughout all of creation, that always was and always will be. There is no beginning, there is no end. There just simply is the isness and the allness and the fullness of this divine wisdom. And it is this wisdom that is breathing us. It is this wisdom, it is this love intelligence that is breathing us, that we live, move, breathe, and have our being in it, and it in, through, and as each one of us. That we are individualized expressions of this one life, of this one love, of this one breath. So when we talk about breathing, and when we say take a breath, what we're really coming to realize and coming to understand that we of our own selves, we're not really breathing. But the fact is that Spirit, the divine, the one life, the one power is actually breathing us. That we are being breathed. That this one life is forever expressing itself through and as each individualized person, each individualized thing, each individualized life. That there is only the one life itself, breathing and expressing and being and living. And what was the word over here? Gloriously, right? Gorgeously. And so the theme for this month here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide is to breathe in the view. And so what does that mean that we're breathing in the view? Well, when we think about that we have been already on this year of exploring timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision, that we have been on this spiraling journey, this upward spiraling journey in consciousness, that we've kind of now here in November, we've kind of arrived at a place of higher consciousness than when we started at the beginning of the year, would you say? I hope so anyway. Right? So we've kind of arrived at this higher place, this higher state in consciousness, this higher, the greater awareness perhaps than what we began the year with. Because as we've talked about evolution, we can't have evolution. Evolution simply means forward movement, right? And we can't have evolution without the first four letters of the word EVOL, which when reversed spells love. So we are moving love forward. Evolution is nothing but love moving forward with a higher vision, a grander vision. Yeah. Delicious. Yeah, yum, right? Yummy. Oh, Wayne says, dude, I've been up since 7. I'm like, well, dude, I've been up since 4. So it's true. All right. So it is this moving forward, it's this evolutionary forward. So today we have, on this particular journey of this year, we have kind of come to our summit. We've kind of come to our arrival place. And so we're looking at the view from here. And that's what we're talking about today, the view from here. Because when we take in that view, when we breathe in the view, what does it feel like when you stand on the mountain, Shawnee, when you're up there at the top of the mountains and you're driving down, coming back down from the cabin, that you see that view? What does that do? It feels expansive, right? It feels expansive. It feels broader. And there's this sense of awe, right? There's this sense of wonder when we're coming down from like Big Bear or Lake Arrowhead, and we're looking out, or just being up there, and we're looking out over the expanse of the valleys, the inland valleys. And we see this higher perspective. We look down and we see all of the world below us, and above us only sky. And there's just this sense of awe, yes? There's a sense of grandeur, yes? That evokes a feeling of gratitude. It just simply evokes a feeling of gratitude. So Ernest Holmes says this about our journey here. The ultimate goal of life does not mean that we shall ever arrive at a spiritual destination where everything remains static and inactive. That which to our present understanding seems like an ultimate goal will, when attained, be but a starting point for a new and further evolution. We believe in an eternal upward spiral of existence. We're forever growing, we're forever expanding. So the practitioners and the core council and the finance committee are all gathering this coming Friday night and Saturday morning for a workshop. I don't want to call it a retreat because we're not really retreating. We're advancing forward. So it's not about retreating, it's about advancing forward. So we're coming together for a workshop called Practicing to Thrive. And in preparation for the workshop, we have all been reading this fabulous book called Spiritual Economics by Reverend Eric Butterworth. And many of you may perhaps be familiar with the book. In chapter 5, he talks about a grateful heart. Perfect for this month. So it's no coincidence that this is unfolding during this month. But he talks about a grateful heart. And in the grateful heart, in this chapter, he writes, "It is a powerful insight to live by. Always get the view from the top. Before you react in negativity to people, conditions, or things, take a moment to lift up your eyes unto the hills. Contemplate all the changing, challenging experiences from the highest point of view. Regardless of appearances of conflicts or limitations, see things from the awareness of the allness of life and the ever-presence of substance. From the view from the top, you will see things creatively, leading to an attitude that is constructive and optimistic." So what he's encouraging us to do, and how this title for this came about as we were putting the themes together for 2021, what he's encouraging us to do is he's encouraging us to look from above, just like what we were talking about, coming back down from Lake Arrowhead or Big Bear, right? To get a higher perspective, to look from above rather than looking at our feet and only seeing this narrow worldview, but to look from above. So it is a lifting our eyes unto the hills. It's a lifting our eyes above the realm of effect, the realm of appearances, what may be going on, the realm of effect here and now. It is an opportunity to look above, to see higher, to get a higher perspective, a higher point of view, a point of view of spiritual truth, a point of view of spiritual knowing, a point of view of a larger, more cohesive, more interconnected, more interdependent perspective of life itself. Several of you are confusing me this morning because you're not in your right places in the center. You're getting a different perspective already. It's nice to see, right? Dinah's over here, Earl and Denise are here, Chester and Tamara over there. It's like, I'm very confused. So Trisha's here, so I mean, you know. So it's about getting that higher perspective. And that is what we have been working toward and building toward this whole year, is to go through the year and getting greater perspective, a more expanded perspective of what life is and how life unfolds and how spirit works and how spirit continues to unfold in, through, and as each one of us, how it continues to unfold through our lives, as our lives, even through all of our circumstances. So this month we have an opportunity to really reflect upon, as Butterworth said, the challenges and the changes, the triumphs, the excitement, the joy. We have an opportunity to step back and reflect upon and see from a higher point of view, gain a larger perspective, gain a higher viewpoint for everything that has occurred. Because when we gain that higher viewpoint, when we see rightly, when we see from that higher perspective, we can see that, as we talked about last month, that each individual and the way we show up, the actions that we take, the choices that we make, have a direct impact and influence on the world around us, on the lives around us, on the people around us. We've talked last month about being emissaries of love, being emissaries of truth, being emissaries of the presence, going out and being love manifest, being peace manifest, being joy manifest. And so we can see then how life is interconnected. We can see that this person's choice, this person's decision to change lanes on the freeway has impact on everything else that moves. That there is nothing that is happening in isolation. And that really there is no other action or activity other than the action and activity of the one life, a spirit. Choose to call it God if you wish. But there is only one activity and one action happening, one thing occurring, and that is the one life, the one love, the one power, the one presence expressing itself wholly and perfectly. Because if in the beginning there was only one, and that one created absolutely everything, that there was nothing left out, that if that one did not create absolutely everything, then if that is the case, then all of it, everything, has to be the action and activity of the divine. There can be no other one, there can be no other power, there can be no other substance, there could be nothing against the one, standing opposed to the one. And so you say, okay, yeah, all right, got that theoretically, got that theologically maybe, but what about my life? What about the guy who cut me off on my way here on the freeway? What about the other things that have occurred in my life? What about the things that I have experienced, the challenges that I have experienced? Is that too the action and activity of God? In God, in spirit, all things are possible, yes. And it does not take away the fact that we live on this plane of existence. And one of the greatest gifts that we have is free will. The ability to choose, the ability to be present, the ability to come into alignment with the one life, the one power, the one presence. We also have the ability to forget this truth. And it is in forgetting the truth of who we truly are, when we forget that, then it is possible to do things and behave in ways and speak words and take actions that are not in alignment with the one power, the one presence, the one love, the one life. But it is not that there's a separate power at work. It is that we, or the beloved in front of us, or the beloved who cut you off on the freeway, perhaps has forgotten the truth. Perhaps has forgotten that we are interrelated, that we are interconnected, that we are interdependent, that we are only one, living and expressing and being. And so when we get this higher perspective, we see that there is only one. And when we see that there is only one, then what really comes forward is awe, is grandeur, is gratitude, and is compassion, is love. Because when I recognize that James and I are one, that there can be no separation between the two of us, that right here, the only thing that exists is love, how could I have anything against him or take any action against him or perpetrate any violence against him? And he toward me. Yes? So what we have the opportunity to do when we are experiencing our challenges, when we are experiencing these changes, when we are experiencing things, we did this a little bit earlier in the year, and I want to revisit this now, is we have the opportunity to look above, to look up. Remember we talked about looking up earlier in the year? Of looking up. Because when we get so focused on what's below or what's right in front of us or just right here, you can do this with me. Just look down for a moment. What do you see? Your perspective, your ideas, your whole world is very limited to what is meeting your immediate eyesight, yes? And then when you just slightly lift your eyes and to a more neutral focus, you're still seeing and you're still taking everything in. And maybe the feeling is a little bit more neutral at this point. But then when we lift our eyes, if you actually lift your eyes, we're looking above the realm of effect. And we're seeing rightly, we're seeing justly, we're seeing from a higher place. And so in this higher seeing, in this higher vision, we are able to see things, we are able to feel things, we are able to see different solutions, different possibilities. Because what we're seeing is we're seeing a higher truth. We're seeing from a higher perspective than if we're like this or this. We open to a greater possibility, a more expansive opportunity from which to live, from which to express, from which to experience, from which to be with one another, and to be with the challenges and the trials and the tribulations and the joys and the celebrations. Because when we see it from a higher perspective, it is amplified that much more. And we have the opportunity to bring gratitude to that. And that gratitude amplifies it even further. Because a grateful heart doesn't need something to be grateful for. It doesn't need something to be grateful for. A grateful heart is so full of love, is so full of awe, is so full of grandeur, is so full of greatness, grateful, so full of greatness. A grateful heart is so full that we are seeing from. We are seeing from the grateful heart. We are seeing from a place of higher consciousness. And as we change the way we see, what we see changes. Right? So it's not about being grateful for those things that happened in our life or those challenges or triumphs. We're not being grateful for those things, but we have the opportunity to come and be grateful from a place of deep understanding, a place of deep love, a place of deep knowing that there is just one life expressing, that it is forever supporting and maintaining and sustaining its beloved creation, which is us. You don't think it's doing that? Hold your breath. At some point, you're going to take another breath. Spirit is maintaining and sustaining you. Check in with your heart. Is it beating? Spirit is maintaining and sustaining you. It is forever giving. It is ever giving. Ernest Holmes calls the ever givingness love. Love is the ever-givingness of the divine. Love. So, we come with a place of gratitude. We feel the expansion. When we see from a higher point, we feel an even greater expansion. So what if we bring these two things together? What do you think is going to happen? Bigger, greater, more expansive, deeper. All right. So let's do this in here for a moment. I invite you again to just think of perhaps a challenge you've experienced this year or you're going through now. It doesn't have to be a big one. You don't have to solve the world's problems right now, okay? Don't have to do that. Maybe it's just a small little irritant, right? That, something you're curious about, something that's puzzling you, something that might be a little bit troubling you. Just go ahead and think about that just for a moment. All right, now that you've got it, go ahead and look down. Look down at your feet. How are you feeling in this moment? Gaze is down. When you're contemplating or you're thinking about this challenge or that you're experiencing, is there a lot of possibility here staring at the floor? How are you feeling internally? You feeling hopeful? Down, scattered. Yeah, okay. Stuck. Small. Limited. Closed. All right, go ahead and just look straight out. And again, shifting with the contemplation here of the challenge that you're experiencing, just straight out. Notice your feeling now. What are you feeling in your body at the moment? A little bit more hopeful, a little bit more possibility, still somewhat limited, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more potentiality. Okay? So it's kind of a neutral space. It's a little bit more hopeful than this, right? A little bit more neutral, a little bit more hope. Now, what I would like for you to do is I'd like for you to look up. Look up over my head, out through the window, perhaps beyond our rain cross symbol there. Just look up above. You don't need to crick your neck or anything like that, and we don't need to go to a chiropractor. Just use your eyes and look above. And for you at home or watching online, I invite you just to raise your eyes to where the ceiling and the wall meet in whatever room you're in. That's all the higher you really need to lift your eyes. And be present with the challenge. And how does it feel now? Really hopeful. Limitless. Surrender. A lot more peaceful. Open. I can see for miles and miles. Possibility. Now, keeping your eyes open, I'd like for you to open your heart a little bit more. And just allow yourself to experience gratitude. Not grateful for something, just gratitude. Breathe in the view. the view from here. Transcendent, transformative, ineffable. That feeling that can't even be named. Joy comes close, bliss might come close. But even those words are limiting. And allow yourself to be breathed. And return your gaze to its natural, whatever it wishes to light upon here. This is what we're talking about this morning. This experience right here. And it's ever available in your life. It's taking a pause, taking a moment, lifting your eyes to the hills, breathing in, and expressing gratitude. Life is transformed. It is a direct experience of the divine. A direct experience of the divine love that is ever with you, never separate from you, always present, always knowing, always loving. And so it is. So I invite our practitioners and our core council and Tricia to please stand and surround the sanctuary. So these beloveds are in prayer for this beloved community every single day. Practitioners are available for prayer in the prayer room immediately following the service, just out the doors here and to your right. So I invite you to take advantage of prayer before you leave here this morning. So let's just come together in consciousness, shall we? Turning within, I recognize that there just is this one power, this one presence, this one infinite eternal that was in the beginning, that is always and forever will be. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Therefore, that when God cast its word upon the waters of consciousness, when Spirit cast its word upon the waters of consciousness, creating all of life, all of creation, absolutely everything that was created is a divine expression, impartation, emanation, and manifestation of this one life, of this one consciousness. And that which this one consciousness, this one spirit, this one life did not create was never, ever, ever created. Therefore, I know that all of life, all of creation, absolutely everything in the totality of the universe and beyond is this one life expressing itself wholly, totally, and completely in divine right order, in divine right action, in peace, in harmony, in love, in joy, in glorious, magnificent expression. Whether we can see it or not, it is. It simply is the isness and the allness and the fullness of one life, one power, one presence. And in this moment, I choose the word God, though even that word is limiting. I choose to know it. I choose to know this life, not by some word, but by having a direct experience of it as we've just experienced here. And I recognize that because there is only this one life, that it is the very essence and truest nature of who I must be as well. Because if there is only the one life and all of creation is an expression of this one life, then each one of us is a divine emanation, impartation, and manifestation of this one life, this one power, this one presence, this one love. It is the very who of who we are. There is nothing, no one, no separation. There simply is the one. And so I recognize that I stand here in the presence of the divine. I stand here in the presence of my brothers, my sisters, my siblings, recognizing each as the divine creation that each one is, as one with the one mind, as each one with the one power and the presence and love. It is the very who of who each one is. And so I speak my word here and now, the creative word, recognizing that thanksgiving, gratitude is a causative word, is a causative action. It is not a reaction, it is a causative energy. And so I speak my word in gratitude for this beloved community, for the great work that this beloved community does in the world, for the things that we come together and create and co-create with one another as community. I speak my word for this beloved community, this community of individualized expressions of love, of life, of joy, of harmony, of peace. I speak my word for this community, knowing that each one lifts their eyes and sees rightly, has a higher perspective, gains a higher perspective, understands and realizes, making real the interconnectedness, the interdependence, the oneness, bringing forth that oneness as life itself in full glorious expression, no matter how we walk or where we walk or what we do or the activities that we engage in, that the activities are divine, that the activities, it is the hands of God, it is the hands of the one life expressing we, our hands, our feet, our bodies, our mind, the vehicle through which the one life expresses, through which the one life experiences. And so I recognize that it is all good and very good because it could be no other way, because there is only good. I understand and I recognize that everything is unfolding under grace and in perfect ways because there is no other way for it to unfold other than grace, other than absolute perfection, because there is just the one. And so I speak my word for this community that we remember who we are. We remember that we are one with the one, that we are inseparable from anyone or anything. And we bring this consciousness of awareness and we bless each other and we bless the larger community, conferring prosperity and abundance of love, of joy, of peace upon the larger community, upon our neighbors and upon ourselves. How grateful I am to know this. How grateful I am, in the words of Reverend Dr. Homer Johnson, to take it upstairs, to go upstairs to that higher place of consciousness and to see rightly, to see justly. And how grateful I am to experience gratitude for the sake of experiencing gratitude alone. Oh, how grateful I am for the breath, for the heartbeat, for the ever-givingness of the divine. How grateful I am to simply be in the isness and the allness and the fullness and the presence. And so I release this now into the law and activity of the divine, knowing that it is done, knowing that it is already fulfilled, knowing that the word has been spoken upon the creative waters, and it is done now. I simply allow it to be, and so it is. Amen.
Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, ever joy. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace. Oh, divine Master, source of light in all, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled, to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to be loved. For it is in giving that we receive, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, Lord. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace. Thank you, Matt.
So as I said, gratitude amplifies. And in that song there just now, it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. That dying is not shedding this body and then being born into eternal life. That dying is dying daily to the limitations. That dying is dying daily to our belief in separation, that there is anything other than the one life. There's anything other than the one love. And the moment that we die to that, then we are awakened to the eternal life that we are. And so when we come together during this part of our time together, since I came here in March of 2018, I've always approached this part from a place of gratitude, because gratitude is expansive, is what we were talking about. Gratitude is a causative energy. Gratitude moves love forward. And so in this part, when we talk about contributions, I want you to understand that this gratitude that I've been expressing and this gratitude that I continue to express is a recognition of the infinite source and the infinite supply. It is a blessing. It is a conferring of love and expansion and abundance and prosperity for this beloved community. It is not about doing or changing or anything like that. It is a shift in our collective consciousness. That is what this is about. And so today, as you choose to contribute consciously, that's the other word, that's always been conscious contributions, meaning that it is an act of intention. It is not an act of like, oh, I have to, an obligation or what have you. It is an act of intention. It is an act of willingness. It is an act of demonstration. It is an act of faith. And so that is what I'm grateful for. So the easiest way to contribute to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living is via text to give. That is really super easy. You've got your phone in your hand. I know y'all do. You got your phone in your hand. Mine's sitting right here, right? You got your phone in your hand. The easiest way to contribute is via text to give at 951-419-5858. Once again, that's 951-419-5858. And then simply type in the amount you're choosing to contribute and hit send. It's just that easy. It's just like texting a friend, because guess what? You are texting friends. Look around you. These are the friends that you're texting when you text to give. You can also go online to our website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you can contribute there. Your conscious contributions there. And then if you are here in the sanctuary this morning with us, there is a mirrored vessel at the very back of the room back there, just behind Dorsell. And you can make your conscious contribution there as we close out this morning. So another point of clarification that I want to share with you when we sing this next song, which Jeff requested, because he likes it so much, and we like it so much too. It's an Amy Steinberg song, So Rich. We're rich, we're dripping in joy, we're dripping in love, we're dripping in peace. We're not coming from a place of like, show me the money, right? It's not, I mean, that is a form of energy as well, but I really want people to hear that. You got that? Money is a form, is a way that we express, is a way that we share, is a way that we move energy. And energy comes as love, it comes as joy, it comes as peace as well. So as we sing this song together, I want you to give it the gusto that I know I want you to give it the gusto that I know you've got in you, and let's sing it together. Go for it. Let's go.
So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. Dripping in joy, dripping in love. We have everything we need. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. So rich.
All right. Okay, so I just want to share a couple things with you, and then we will have fellowship out on the patio. So James and friends are already out there. I see thumbs up from Frank. He's like, show me the coffee. All right, yeah. Gotcha, Frank. All right, so just a few things to share with you. So as you leave the sanctuary here, remember, first thing is prayer. Yes? Second thing is we had 25 youth for our Be the Miracle project, foster youth to support at Christmas time. And y'all just snapped those right up last week. So we have 15 more. So go out and see Leslie Rockstead at the table out there. and get your ornament for the youth that you are choosing to support. And then right next door to her, Trisha's out there. She's right here at the moment, but she'll be out there. And she is sitting at the Mana table. So make sure that you check in with Trisha at the Mana table to see and to sign up for whatever it is you're choosing to bring in and contribute so that we can support 10 to 15 families with Thanksgiving baskets this year. And so Trisha's got a whole list, a shopping guide for you, everything that we need to do that. And we are celebrating and we are distributing those Thanksgiving baskets. The Mana Project, we're distributing those baskets on Sunday the 21st, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So make sure you go see Trisha. And then after all that, then go get coffee. Okay? Oh, and spiritual journals are also out there too. If you are interested in ordering a spiritual journal, the CSL Spiritual Journal, the 2022 Spiritual Journal, Allison has this year's version of that. But if you're interested in ordering that, we are doing a group order. And so there is a sign up for that out there as well. So the spiritual journal supports the themes, supports you in the themes throughout the year for next year. So that's out there as well. All right. And I want to welcome a couple of special people this morning. Jeff's mom, Lisa, is with us this morning. Good morning. Jubel's Uncle Will is here this morning. And Jubel's mom, Rosie, is here this morning. So.
Yay, Mom.
Maligayang patadig sa Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. So.
Mom, she can't hear. He just spoke Filipino and really well.
Maligayang pagdating sa Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I said it better the first time, so.
Good accent.
I'm from Hawaii. I mean, it kind of comes with the territory. All right, so that is all I have for you this morning. So let us go ahead and stand and repeat after me, shall we? I need to get a sip of water. Okay, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do.
Love is in everything I do.
I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Let's sing about it, shall we? Here we go.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here.
Something wonderful is happening with me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, oh, oh. One more time. Here we go. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. There's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Oh, last one. Love lives here. Okay, you have to do this with us. Because Rev Jeff makes me do this one. Because he knows I'm country. I don't know. Ready?
Have a great Sunday. We're going to keep playing even though you're still here. 1, 2, 3. I have to work on my. Go ahead, Jeff. Love.